All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me. A couple of reminders as we get going. We have Squattober happening now. It's not too late to join. This is a great way to just kind of learn about different squat variations. So even if you are behind on the calendar or you haven't started yet, there was a really great webinar earlier in the month that could be really helpful. So make sure you check that out. It's all on our Slack page, or you can ask me and I can get you some info. And then we have our fun run coming up. If you are at an on or a staffed location on site, we will be holding a group walker run towards the end of November. But then the training plans started on Monday. So that's not too late to join if you missed a couple days. There's 6 weeks planned, so you have plenty of time. So let me know if you need links to that, or you can check it out on Slack. All right. As I mentioned, we are starting seated on our mats. Whatever position is most comfortable for you today. I like crisscross, but if you like your legs out, feel free. And then I want you to take your palms and turn them up towards the ceiling. So if your legs are straight, your palms can be on the floor. If you have cross legs, you can place them on your legs. Take your spine and make sure it's nice and lengthened towards the ceiling. Close your eyes here if you feel comfortable. And then big, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. 2 more just like that. I want you to imagine sending your air into all 360 degrees of your rib cage and your torso. And then exhale, slowly let it go. 1 more. You're going to take your hands, place them on your knees if you're cross-legged. If you just have your mat, you can place them on your mat. You're going to pull your chest through as you inhale. Look up towards the ceiling if that feels okay in your neck. And then exhale, round out your spine. Use your mat or your legs as a little bit of resistance to pull. And then continue that at the pace of your own breath. Inhaling in as you open. Exhaling out as you round. One more in each direction. And then you'll meet me back center. Right hand will come to the mat. Left arm goes up and over. Inhale as you lean or laterally bend. And then exhale, come through center and switch. Inhale over. It's going to help open up that whole side body. Exhale through center. Try to keep your hips anchored on the ground here as you move. Last one here. And then you'll take your arms up, center towards the ceiling, grow tall. On your exhale, twist to the right, hands come to the front and back of you. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. As you twist, I want you to think about finding length in your spine rather than trying to crank it as far back as you can. Just want you to think about growing tall. One more to each side. Beautiful. Go ahead and meet me on all fours now. So your knees are right underneath those hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Cat and cow here. So just like as we were seated, inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round it out. Do about 4 rounds here at the pace of your own breath. Feel free to hold in one position if you need a little extra time. And then you'll be back in neutral. From here, I want that belly button pulled up to the spine so we have a nice flat back. Our shoulder blades are going to pack down towards our back pockets. And then I want you to extend your right leg out behind you. Now, the first version or variation of this is just going to be the legs. We're going to switch back and forth with leg extensions. If you want to progress, you're going to add the opposite arm into a full bird dog. So if the left leg goes back, the right arm goes forward. Either variation here as you're moving, I want you to come back to that idea of length. So when we reach out, I want you to think about reaching your toes and your fingertips as far away from each other as you can, rather than getting them as high towards the ceiling and arching your back as much as you can. So we want to keep our spine nice and stable. Moving slowly here as we wake up that core. Breathing as you go. For 3, 2, last one. Hands and knee come to the mat. Right leg extends out. You're going to take that right leg, arch it up and over so you can tap the outside of the left side of your mat, and then come back center. So as we bring it up and over, your right hip is going to stay facing the mat. So again, we're looking for that stable, long spine and that long leg as it comes up and over. Squeezing the glute to make that movement. For 3, for 2, and last one. Right knee comes back to the mat, left leg goes long. Find that length and stability and then arch it up and over, tap, come right back center. Left hip now stays facing the mat. Left glute guides the movement. Good, core is strong. Shoulders are packed, eyes in the mat. You have 2 more here. Good work. Take that knee back to the mat. I want you to walk your knees back. Option here to either come into a full plank or a modified plank on your knees. From there, hips are going to go high into the downward dog. And I want you to pedal it out. Bending one knee and then the other. If you're like me and this is the first time you've moved today, take it slow. Don't force your body into anything it's not ready for. Focus on those packed shoulders. And then from here, you're going to step, help, or walk your right foot to the front of the mat into a low lunge. Now again, option to keep that back leg or back knee down in that low plank lunge, or lift it. Then you're going to step your right foot back and switch. Left foot comes forward. You can help it forward if you need. Then step it back, find your plank, hips go high, downward dog. So now we'll do that modified version. We're in our modified plank. I'm going to step my right foot forward or help it if I need. Right foot goes back, left foot comes forward. Left leg goes back, I'm going to press back, child's pose, or you can meet me in a downward dog. Whatever feels best in your body. We have one more time through that. Plank, step it forward, hold. Step it back and switch. Step back, find your plank, send your hips high, downward dog, pedal it out. And then plant both heels and walk your hands in towards your feet. Slowly on your exhale, roll up. Your head is the last thing to come up because we've been upside down for a little while. And I don't want you to get lightheaded. From there, I want you to come to the middle of your mat. We're going to do some balance work today. So if you have a really squishy mat, I would suggest getting off your mat. If you have hardwood floor and you have socks on, I would suggest taking your socks off so you're not slipping and sliding. All right. We are going to start with our feet shoulder width apart. And I want them slightly turned out. So we're not in our plie or our sumo squat yet, but we are just slightly turned out. Hands are going to come behind the head. Now from here, we're going to alternate between a squat and a good morning. So sending those hips back, flat back, squat, and a good morning. With that squat, I want you to think about going as deep as you can with your hips, not your chest. So when I squat down, I don't want my chest to round forward. I want it to stay up. And then when I do a good morning, my chest is coming forward. I'm keeping that flat back. All that power is in my hips. This should serve as a full body wake up here with these movements. I move my feet, I adjust them with each movement, so feel free to do the same. We have one more of each. Take it forward and rest. Bring those arms down, feet about hip distance apart. We're going to start to march here. So just start to bring one leg up and then the other. This is kind of starting that balance because we're moving slow. And as we add on, we're going to want to make sure that we have control as we plant the foot down. So we don't want to fall to the ground each time. So start to engage that core, back to that tall spine. Breathing as you go. Then we're going to add on here. So I want you to hold for a 2 count with each knee raise. Think about bringing your knee towards your chest rather than your chest towards your knee. So my chest stays forward, my core is engaged. Come to that 90-degree angle and I hold, and then I switch. Now you have the option to stay here, or you can add on with me. My hands are going to come behind my head. I'm going to lift that knee. As I hold, I'm going to rotate towards it, come back center, and switch. Rotate towards it, center, and switch. Really pulling that core in, relying on it to help you with that balance. Lift, twist, center, lower. Good. 3 more here, whether you're just lifting or you're twisting. Coming back center, release that leg, release those arms. Shake it out. We're shifting our weight now to our left foot. So I want you to screw that foot in so your left glute is nice and contracted, strong, ready to support you. Your right leg is going to kick back and come down. So similar rules apply to that quadruped bird dog we did. When you kick your right leg back, I don't want you to try to get it back as far as you can and arch your spine. I want that core and spine to stay stable, and all that work is going to be in the glute to lift the leg. You might feel some in your hamstring as well. That's okay, especially if your glutes are sleepy. We have 4 more moving here. And then on this next one, we're going to hold halfway and find a pulse. Now that pulse is going to come from contracting and relaxing our glute. So it's going to look like this, little tiny pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes back. We're not done with the right side though. Our right leg is going to go out to the side. So you're going to take it out and back down. Out and back down. Find a spot to focus on. Make sure you're squeezing that left leg. That's your support leg. Your arms can be wherever they help the most. We have 4 more lifts here. And then we're going to hold out to the side. This time, instead of pulsing, you're taking your foot and we're going to point and flex. Point and flex. Core is strong. Left leg is stabilizing. It's burning. Point and flex. Good. 3, 2. We're not done quite yet. I want you to hold that point and circle the leg. Really small circles. You really have to concentrate on finding that balance through the core. Reverse the circle. For 2, 1, release. Shake those legs out. Good work. All right, we're going to shift to the right, or we're going to shift our weight to the right leg, but our left leg is going to move. So shifting that weight, screwing that right foot into the ground, right quad and glute are active, left leg, kick back and take it down. Left glute now is firing. If you have a hard time connecting with that muscle, it really does help if you poke it. I know it sounds funny, but that touch will connect your brain to that muscle and you can feel it fire a little bit more. It starts to wake it up. Remember, small lifts here. We're not going for big lifts towards the ceiling. Hold this next one, and we're pulsing. That's the contraction and release of that glute. So little tiny movements for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Shake that out. We're staying on that left leg. Right leg is planted, left leg comes out and down. If you want that extra challenge, you're just letting it hover and then taking it back out. If you need to find that balance again, you'll tap it down for that reset. Either way is a good challenge for this Thursday morning. Nothing else in your body really moves, right? So it's all in that left hip. 2 more. And then we'll hold, point, and flex. Stay strong in that right leg. If you're anything like me, it's burning. But it's a good burn, right? It's waking us up. We have 2 more. Good. Now go ahead and keep that point and circle the leg. Woo. We have 5 in each direction. That's not many. Go ahead and reverse. We can do it. We're in it together. 2, 1, and release. Shake those legs out. Come to the back or top of your mat. Your feet about as wide as your mat. And I want you to hinge forward just like that. Good morning. Should feel kind of good to stretch out that back of your body. And then let your hands hang down towards the ground. Try to release the low back here. So really release the core. Think about opening up that low spine. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then you're going to walk your hands out on your mat, bending your knees as much as you need to. Come into a full plank. Again, you can choose if you're on the knees for that plank, packing the shoulders. We're here for 10, 9, promise the stretch is coming, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With control, lower those knees if they weren't already. In this position, I want you to take your right leg and cross it in front of your left, almost like you're in a figure 4 position. Now, for some, this is going to be plenty to feel that stretch in the back of the hip. If you need more, you're going to sink back almost like you're coming into a child's pose. I like to come down onto my forearms. Honestly, whatever feels best for you. If your leg is like, absolutely not, I'm not doing that today, I want you to come into that child's pose and just kind of rock side to side. I really want you to feel that release in the back of the hip. So whatever that looks like for you this morning, you can rock in and out of it. You can rock side to side. You can scoot the knee back. Whatever you do, make sure you're breathing as you stretch. You'll rock forward and we'll switch. So now the left leg comes across, almost like that figure 4. And you'll start to hinge back. Again, if it's really intense, you can rock in and out of it, side to side, or just come into that child's pose. And then rock forward. Bring your knees back to center, nice and wide, and sink back into the normal child's pose. This time, I want you to plant your head if you can on the mat. If not, bring your hands underneath your head and try to send your chest towards the mat. I want to get that upper back kind of into your neck area. So almost like you're sending your armpits towards the mat. But I want your head to be resting. So if you need to place your hands there, please do. 2 more breath cycles, breathing in nice and deep. On your exhale, try to get a little further towards that mat. Lengthening through the spine. And then when you're ready, you're going to come up just nice and slow because you've been upside down and breathing nice and deep. So don't rush to get up. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday.
Thank you.